Hello. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how my net worth is roughly $72,682 at the age of 23. I'm going to talk about what makes that up, the debts that I have, and how I was able to get to this point. And before I get into it, I just want to say thank you to my family, to God. I'm not really religious, but I've been trying to be thankful and give praise in a religious way. But anyways, we'll get right into it. So, of my assets, we'll start off. I have I have a Chase account which has $2,000.63 in it. With Chase, you have to keep a minimum balance of, I think it's $1,500 now, but it used to be $2,000. So I keep $2,000 in there. I have an investment account on Robinhood. The current valuation of it is $27,682 as of just before this video. It's seen as much as $28,000 over the last few days, but as you know, with the stock market, it's volatile, meaning it goes up and down, so it does fluctuate. And then I have two vehicles. Both of them are paid off. I have a Cadillac. And I have a Ford Fusion. A conservative number I think I could give for both, being that the Cadillac is pretty low miles, and it's in really good condition. For both, I could get $16,000, I would imagine. The Ford, not so much. It's not in great shape. Also, I have a trailer home that I was able to get from my grandparents. I'm going to be leaving for basic training soon. I decided to join the National Guard, so it was smart for me to do it. I paid $15,000 for it. I've spoken with a realtor. He says I could sell it for anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000, even though I don't own the land that it's on. I decided to go with a conservative valuation of $50,000 because I typically like to speak in terms of, or speak more conservatively about, finances and things. And then right now I have $1,000 in a checking account. I use Current, and then I do have a savings account, but what's in it right now is for bills. And at the end of the month, this should be closer to $75,000. So now let's talk about the debts that I have. So I have pretty much one major debt, and that is I took out a $24,000 personal loan over, I think it's 2 years, to basically buy the trailer in cash and pay my car off. So the reason I did this, people will tell you personal loans are bad, and typically I would agree. You'll get a higher interest rate, -10, but the loan that I had on my vehicle, because I had gotten it earlier this year, I was going to pay $4,000, I think a little over $4,000 in interest over the length of the loan, which was, I believe, 5 years. So me doing this actually saved me money, and it even saved me more money because since I bought it, my two cousins live with me, and they actually pay me rent. So, I essentially live for free, and then I have this bill, but $24,000 paid for that and the rest of what I had on my car. And at the $50,000 valuation, all in, 3.5 to 4x'd on that. So, that's a win to me, and I saved in the long run on the interest that I was paying. If I had just continued to pay my car like normal. Now, how did I get to this point? How did I get to basically a $75,000 net worth at the age of 23? Well, I've worked hard. I will say that. I've worked hard. I've been fortunate enough to actually have family that did help me. Not directly. I wasn't born into a ton of money. My mom's disabled. My dad passed away 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. So, my mom gets like $1,600 a month, and I have stepdad. He works, but they don't have a lot of money. Like I said, my dad passed away, so I've kind of had to do this slowly over time, and I've been doing it since I was 18 years old, trying to make money, save money, grow my money, and it's starting to turn a corner now, I think. But I'm sure you're wondering, what do I do for work? So I actually drive semi-trucks. I have a Class A CDL. I've been driving for about 2 years now. I drove initially for just under a year and a half, and then I did not like my job anymore, so I quit. And then I kind of just was trying to join the National Guard, so I didn't work so much. I had a part-time job, but I wasn't making a lot. But I kept my bills cheap, always keep my bills cheap, so that if I don't want to do something, I don't necessarily have to. But now I'm back to working a lot. In fact, right now I'm in a hotel, and I'm going to be making, probably take home, between $1,700 and $1,000 this week, which for my area is pretty good. It's pretty low cost of living, and like I said, I essentially live for free in terms of rent, and so I'm able to put a decent amount of money away. But yeah, I have my Class A CDL, and then I've always been willing to work, extra hours, or to travel, like I've been doing, like I'm doing right now, or like I used to do at my other job. And with that's how I've been able to basically come up with a $75,000 net worth at the age of 23. I do turn 24 in what was it, August, September, in like a little under 2 months. So on the 5th of October, I turned 24. It should be, I would think, closer to 80,000 at that point. And then when I come back from basic training and everything, it'll be even higher, of course. But at that point, I'm going to get a house on a really, really, really good deal. It's already kind of set up that way, and I know basically what it is and what's going to come with that. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I appreciate you watching. This is not to brag. This is mainly just to give inspiration to somebody who maybe didn't come from a lot of wealth and isn't, maybe doesn't think that they can do great things and achieve things like this, because I'm not special. I'm not special in relation to you, in relation to anyone. I just have worked hard and have done things that I needed to do in order to build, and stayed consistent with it since 2020, and here we are. I mean, I definitely have to say thank you to God, my family for sure, because my grandparents really did help me out with that. And yeah, thank you for watching, and take care.